Welcome to Destination Linux, the South Park of open source shenanigans, where every commit is a cheesy poof fueled fight for digital freedom. I'm your Kyle Broflowski this week, Ryan, braving the snowy tech streets with my foul-mouthed crew, ready to kick proprietary's butt. Jill is our Wendy Testaberger, fierce code crafting activist who can audit a repo faster than she can shut down Cartman's schemes with a single glare. Her creed: if it's not open source, it's just a corporate Mr. Hanky in disguise. I've heard her say that many times. It's
many times.
Yeah, many
times.
times.
That's her mantra, really.
Michael is our Eric Cartman.
Of course I am.
Market hustling loudmouth, hyping KDE with a respect my authority swagger while secretly trying to sell you proprietary snacks. That's what he does every show.
Yeah, that's me right there.
Nailed it right here. This week's misadventure, we're diving into, is it really FOSS? Sniffing out whether popular tools are truly open source or just posers. Spotlighting a cybersecurity suite as our software pick, and tackling community feedback, begging us to expand our desktop customization crew because everyone wants a geek-approved Linux setup. Everyone I talk to on the streets, I go person by person, I say, that's what they want, Michael. We're going to give them 100%. What they want.
Exactly.
Plus,
especially on the streets of South Park.
From Mr. Garrison's lesson plan. So grab your mittens, sync your repos, and remember, in open source, we don't kill Kenny. We liberate him with code. Come on down to South Park and meet some friends of mine. This is Destination Linux. Today, we received some feedback from Nightblade X.
You mispronounced that.
Yes. Oh. Remember?
Nightblade X.
Nightblade X.
You're right.
Wow, Jill.
Jill,
oh my goodness.
Jill crushed it right there.
That is really good, Jill. A couple things I would like to mention. I think it's cool the music player that Jill brought up can access Samba. As far as I know, hardly any of them do that. My thing is, though, I really like ones where you can use Winamp skins like QMMP. There is a Inamp museum site that has a whole gallery of several Winamp skins to download. Most of them do work with QMMP. Jill, what's your thought on that?
Oh, boy. So I actually still use XMMS on my older computers and Audacious and QMMP. Thank you, Michael.
Wow.
He's the one
I introduced Jill to the QMMP actually a couple years ago here on this podcast. And I remember.
Absolutely. So I use those on my newer systems.
So OG.
To get my Winamp skins and awesome visualizers. So I completely understand Nightblade X.
Wow. Nightblade's really got their own way of saying their name. I mean, they really are like a community icon at this point. When you
technically, they didn't ask for that. There we go.
There we go.
I didn't really technically ask for that. I just feel like we had to. It's just like on principle,
I like it. Well, they go on to say, secondly, I feel we need a ricing room on Discord, a Destination Linux room on Discord for people to show off their ricing skills in latest Rice desktops. Recently, I just made a really cool Assassin's Creed themed desktop. That does sound pretty awesome. Yeah. I'd like to post it on Discord, but there's no channel for it. Will you guys ever consider making a channel for racing? Well, let me say this. These rooms, when we create them, first of all, it takes a ton of work. We have to write the code. We have to hit deploy. After we write the code to put it into testing, then we have beta testers for a few months. Then we
we have to collect all the data. Then we have to compare it between our automated testing and then our manual testing. There's a lot to do with. If you don't know how a Discord server runs, then none of that is true. And basically, we just create the room and then that's it.
Yeah, we'll have it up before this episode airs. So
it'll be there, no problems. In fact,
however,
we're so on board with ricing that we riced your name, the pronunciation of your name. So
yes, we did.
Very cool. Yeah, we enhanced it. I love it. That's a good thought. No, I like this idea. So we did a challenge, and we really didn't do this well for our community, where we asked people to send in their setups, and we covered it once and never went back.
No, we went back
and talked about them again.
We went back. I remember specifically we went back on one episode because we were because Jill covered.
Okay, maybe we did it twice, but we didn't really go through
twice
all.
Twice is enough. Twice
it's not enough. Never enough, Michael. Never enough. So I like this idea because we have a permanent room where people can talk about all the cool things that they do.
We have
a
ricing segment, occasionally.
Well, I can't wait to share my Batman wallpaper with people. Finally,
that is the only thing he changes. So
yeah, that's the only rice that Ryan knows.
So finally, you guys can be like me. I'll post my wallpaper there, and then you guys will have the same setup as Ryan. How cool is that?
The crazy part about Ryan's setup and his racing is that it's typically the same wallpaper every time.
Well, it's the only one I can find in the downloads.
You take 10 seconds to look for a wallpaper, and then that's it. And usually it's like, oh yeah, I remember that one. Okay,
looks good. It's Batman. Oh, let me try that one out. So yeah, we'll have this room up and running in our Discord, and all you have to do is pay $5 entry fee, and you could show off your ricing stuff.
Exactly.
Right? Mm-hmm. I'm kidding. It's free
because ricing. You can't take advantage of it. You need to express yourself, and in order to express yourself, you need to pay for that. Of course,
we want you to pay to express yourself in our community.
Yeah, that's how that works, right?
I'm pretty sure. So if you want to send in your comments, go to destinationlinux.net/comments or destinationlinux.net/forum. You could post it there, maybe read on the show. As Linux users, we know what's up. Security. We do. We always know what's up, especially on this show. And one of the things we talk about a lot on this show, security is non-negotiable.
That's true.
But with threats getting smarter, your security tools need to keep pace without dragging your system down. Traditional agents, they slow you down and leave blind spots. And it's time for a smarter approach. That's why Destination Linux is very proud to be sponsored by Sandfly Security, a revolutionary agentless platform designed for everything we love, Linux. Go to destinationlinux.net/Sandfly and see how Sandfly can transform your security strategy. Timothy Lisko of DigitalOcean says Sandfly is one of the most exciting pieces of security tech I've seen recently. We're excited to not only be a customer, but also offer an integrated solution to our customers through the DigitalOcean marketplace. This technology addresses Linux security in a novel and compelling way. Sandfly doesn't just detect and respond, it revolutionizes security with SSH key tracking, password auditing, drift detection, covering your threats from every angle. Whether your systems are in the cloud, on-premise, or in embedded devices, Sandfly ensures they're all secure without the headaches of agent-based solutions.
And if you want to get a test right now, you can go and try out their free trial, and you can put it on your machines and see all that can do for you and get started really quickly. And if you want to experience security that's not just effective, but also gives you peace of mind, like no agents, no downtime, just cutting-edge protection, then you want Sandfly. And there's also, for people who want to use the Home Lab edition, you can get a discount using Destination coupon code, and you get a discount of 50% off the Home Lab edition because they are such big fans of the Destination Linux community, and they want to give you a huge discount. So go take advantage of it. Use that coupon code of Destination and get 50% off. And all you got to do is go to destinationlinux.net/Sandfly. That's destinationlinux.net/SANDFLY and see how Sandfly can transform your security strategy.
I don't know if people are going to listen to us, though. So, Jill, can you tell people to go to destinationlinux.net/Sandfly, please?
Yes. Make sure to dive into the future of Linux security at destinationlinux.net/Sandfly. That's destinationlinux.net/SANDFLY and see how Sandfly can transform your security strategy.
And in fact, if you don't go there right now, Jill's going to cry. Every person that doesn't go, Jill has to cry, and that's sad. You make Jill sad. That makes sad.
For every person that does not go, you count as a tear, Jill.
Wow. Aww. I mean, that's some pressure. You guys better head there right now. Michael, I want to play a game on this show. We don't do enough games on this show.
Like war games type of game.
Yeah, we'll
like to play a game.
War games. Let's do Dungeons and Dragons live right here, right now.
Perfect.
Yes.
Oh, yes. Okay, I'm going to be a wizard.
No, you're not. You're not a wizard.
What? Why not?
You're going to be a Munchkin dwarf.
No. I mean, that'd be kind of funny. That'd be kind of funny, though.
Because you're so tall.
Yeah, that'd be kind of funny. It's like it's like when tall people would nickname Tiny, you know?
Yeah, there you go.
I'm going to be a short mage.
You'll be a short mage. That's so cute. That'd be, you know what? Our community has talked about us playing D&D together, and it would be really fun to do.
Yeah. We need to get like a dungeon master or somebody to help us like facilitate this whole. We do a campaign, and we could do like an episode or I could do like a series or something of us trying D&D, because I know that Jill has played D&D, but I think it's going to be like kind of crazy to watch people like Ryan and I, because I'm pretty sure Ryan also has not played it, because I've not played it.
Alternate versions of D&D, like people made their own homemade version of a Dungeons and Dragons, but I've never played the official Dungeons and Dragons. So I understand the concept. And I used to watch it. There was like a Twitch channel where they would get everybody together and they would play D&D, and it was so much fun to watch. But
Critical Role, is that it?
Yes.
Yeah, Critical Role's classic. Yeah.
Watch that as well. I actually have watched that too, and I've never played D&D myself. So that'd be kind of cool.
But not the game we're going to play today, unfortunately.
I was about to say, like, that's
don't have a dungeon master, you know? Jill could probably be a good dungeon master, but we don't have everything.
I'm not an expert. I know how to play the game, but I'm not an expert.
All right. Well, the game we're going to play is even more fun, I hear, than Dungeons and Dragons. It's called Is It Really FOSS?
Ooh.
And
that's like Will It Blend?
Will It Blend? The prize, if you win this game, is you get a secret link to a DOS Geek video. Oh, yeah!
There we go.
Great.
Do we have to play?
All right, here we go. So the terms of this game is I'm going to name a product that's popular, and you're going to tell me, is it really FOSS or not? Is it free and open source software? All right, here we go. Visual Studio Code. We'll start with Michael. No? Okay. No. Jill?
I mean, technically, yes, sort of, but also no.
Yes, but it's Microsoft, so there's proprietary blobs.
Yeah. Jill's the closest on that one. So
I said technically yes, but also no. That's the same. That's pretty much the same thing. So to me, it's like there's so much stuff inside of VS Code that it is just crammed full of nonsense that I would not count VS Code as being it. But the VS Codium, sure.
Yeah. There is some FOSS code, obviously, Visual Studio Code, but licensing, marketing, and transparency issues make it not FOSS, according to, well, we'll get to it in a second.
Also, unfortunately, the telemetry is not open source either, because we're all on board of telemetry as long as it's open, right, people?
There was a really funny comment that we got last week, because apparently at some point we must have said something about proprietary software. And somebody said, you guys picking on proprietary software gives off vegan energy.
That's funny. I mean, technically speaking, we do attack proprietary software in the sense of like every intro has some kind of thing related to proprietary software. I did notice that, but I mean, these intros are just nonsense. I was literally a Power Ranger last week, right? So
no, they're real. People think they're real. People went and they're like, "Oh my god, he really is a Power Ranger, Mom."
Really is a Power Ranger, exactly. Yeah. But so these are like kind of just silly nonsense things. But when we've had conversations in the past, basically we've established that we are okay with proprietary if there's no other option. But preferred open source, obviously. And Ryan is super into proprietary software. He's like, it's his favorite thing.
Can't get enough of it.
Yeah, it's like
get enough of it. If it's proprietary, I'm like, I don't know. I'm in credit card debt. Well, let me do it again because it's proprietary.
I mean, it can be free and proprietary. It doesn't have to put you in debt.
Yeah. Well, that person must think our intros are real, Michael, because and we probably just let them down like they just learned about Santa Claus or something here. I
mean, I think they're really catching this vibe that maybe Ryan is Worf from Star Trek.
Yeah, maybe. All right, next one, MongoDB.
That one I don't know. but I'm going to bet no.
Okay. Jill?
Yeah, and I think when MongoDB came out, they were completely open source, and then now they have a mix of both. So
they made their. I think Mongo was the one who made that server side license thing.
Yeah, that was it.
So I feel like it's not because now I remember. I'm pretty sure Mongo was the one who made that.
You can't change your answer on Jeopardy, Michael.
They made like BSL, I think is what it's called, business source license or something like that. I don't remember.
Yeah.
Am I right?
You both are right on that. It's not FOSS, and it doesn't currently claim to be, although it may have been in the past. So, all right, this is going to be a tough one. Proton Mail. We all love Proton Mail, but is it really FOSS?
I'm going to take a guess because I remember a while ago they were not for sure, and then they talked about open sourcing stuff, and they did open source some of it, but I don't know if they did all of it. So I'm just going to cross my fingers and say, yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to say no on that one.
Oh, wow. Jill wins the game of Is It FOSS? Jill, you get a link to a Dusky YouTube video.
So part of me is disappointed that I didn't win, and also that I don't, but I'm also happy I don't have to watch that video. So it's
Wow, Michael. It's like that, huh?
No, of course not. I would watch it.
It makes me sad.
I would watch it under protest. But
and people say I'm aggressive. Do you see how Michael treats me? Now you all know why I have to be aggressive because of how I'm treated on this show.
No, go back a couple of years and people are going to be like, no, Michael's just making up for it.
Oh, so you're going back a couple of years. You can't forget. Forgive and forget. Turn the other cheek, Michael.
Never.
All right. Well, I only knew the answers because I had a cheat sheet, like most hosts of game shows. You know, they look really smart because they already got the answers in them. And my cheat sheet is a website called isitreallyfoss.com. FOSS. Launched to evaluate.
Where you got the name for the game. It works.
There you go. Launched to evaluate whether software claiming to be free and open source software truly meets the criteria for being open source. Now, I will say that the site is very, very strict to the open source, free and open source kind of model, in that we've looked at things that just because they're on the Android store, they kind of get dinged from the FOSS aspect.
Yeah. Because it's using libraries for the Google Play services, which if you're on Android, you have to in order to be a part of Google Play services. So it's like, is that really a fair knock on a project saying it's not open source when they're using something that they didn't make in the first place and they have to in order to use the platform? I don't know.
Like things like Bitwarden, there's some FOSS code here, but there are licensing, marketing, or transparency issues. So they talk about the fact they're on a mix of different licenses, and they talk about some of the code with some of their desktop and other things in here. So I think it's one of those things where if you're a hardcore FOSS person, where you just will not utilize anything else and has to be true to the core FOSS principles, you probably don't even listen to this show. But
because you have to. Well, I mean, technically, MP3s are now open source finally. Well, years ago, but there was a period of time where people would not, if they were in that policy, they would refuse to listen to it because they wouldn't use a download for MP3. But now they can.
But there are shows where like people were like super hardcore. They won't ever touch anything proprietary, whereas we're more like use what works, and we prefer it to be FOSS.
Yeah,
that's true. If they just listen to us, they probably wouldn't keep listening.
Yeah, we don't. If I'm saying if they're one of those like super hardcore, if you're a really super hardcore FOSS, like you won't touch anything proprietary, send us an email and let us know why you still listen to us. That's what I want to know. All right. But I think this is really cool because there's a lot of people who claim that they're open source now. Open source used to be one of those things where it's like, I don't even want to advertise that we're open source because companies will avoid us. I mean, that was like a real thing. Companies did not treat open source as a real software solution. They felt everything had to be proprietary. You had to pay for it to be real. But things have changed a lot. And now, frankly, a lot of businesses are searching and looking for FOSS specifically. And so a lot of companies have caught on to that and be like, yeah, we're FOSS too. We're FOSS over here. And then they do something that, is kind of FOSS, they are FOSS, and then stop being FOSS, or other things like that. So this is kind of a site to keep people above water. I think it's really good to have it out there. I'm not sure I like how hardcore they are with things, but I guess you have to.
I don't like that. I mean,
it's very hard if you don't, though, to their credit. You can't like start making these little, because otherwise you're just going to be having a bunch of companies writing, well, you made an exception for this one, you made an exception for this one. But
I would rather them do something like the iFixit style, where they have a rating system like up to 10. So it's like it's 8 out of 10 FOSS or something like that. Rather than like if you go to this page, the first thing you see is a couple check marks. We're like, okay, get it. But then you have stuff like Signal that has a warning sign on it, which suggests a negative. Like the warning symbol typically means bad, stay away. But in the context of what they're talking about, like if you look into the reasons why certain parts of Signal are closed, it kind of makes sense because like, the spam stuff, if you want to tell how you're doing your spam detection and all that sort of stuff, there's some weird stuff around there. So I feel like just having the exclamation there is a bit confusing in the way they just do it. I would much rather see like a rating system.
That's a great idea, Michael. I kind of felt the same way because seeing that red check mark on Signal, I'm like, well, wait a minute, that's good software.
Yeah,
and
it is good software, but there is, I understand why Signal wants to keep their spam code from being public, because then the companies who do spam know exactly how to get around it. Yeah. At the same time, that also is a potential threat vector. If that's not being audited for security things, then people can get into your device potentially through the spam server, or do other things. So I like that they're mentioning it. I think it's worth mentioning, but I do agree with all of you that the rating system would be much, much better here. But I love this site. I'm so happy this site exists. I think it's a really cool concept. The site's well done. I think it looks really good, nice and clean. And a good use of positive white space. Is that there we go. Negative space. Good use of negative space. There we go. That.
For those who don't know the reference,
I'm such a part
that Jill said to Ryan when he showed her a piece of his art.
Why did you do bunny ears when you said art, Michael?
Well, for those, I was just about to say, for those who are audio only listeners, when I said art with air quotes attached, because it's
it was the stick figure and a window. It was the Microsoft Windows logo.
Man, that was a good one. That was my.
And also, there was a bunch of scribbles on the side. I remember that part.
Yeah, it was Mona Lisa quality. Yeah. Maybe we could dig it up from the archive.
It was what you would call abstract.
Abstract.
with the good use of positive and negative space, but it got the point across.
That's it.
That's a sign of good art.
Hey Brian, what was the point of it?
I don't remember my piece of art, Michael. Shut up. But the point is that Jill was an amazing professor, and she would have got me in school, Michael.
She would have
got me.
That's true. I will give you that. I will give her that, actually.
Yeah. All right, so go check it out. I think this is a cool website, and I think it's interesting to kind of understand how open source certain software really is. And I
think it's cool, awesome. And I feel like there should be that guided scale, because I think that like there could be something that's, I think 8 out of 10 would still be a green. It'd just be like a slightly, more of an olive than a super deep green or whatever like that. Yeah. And, because I feel like it's kind of dismissing some of them that are legitimately doing really good for open source versus, the ones that are pretending to be open source. Because you were talking about how like some companies are now saying that they're open. Like there was on their list,
open washing, I think they call it.
Open washing, exactly. There was examples of like on their website, they even show that some that did it, where there are companies who would say, "Oh, we're open source," and then they find out that they meant the source was available, but you were open to see it, but they weren't actually open source. And that's one of the things about that term that I don't necessarily like. It's better than free software as a term, because the free software term is just awful, but open source still can be manipulated by companies, and a lot of them do try to do it on purpose. Some of them do it on accident because they just don't know what it means, but there are companies that try to do it on purpose.
All right, Jill, let's move on to a little happier topic. Well, I mean, another one's happy, but even happier topic. What do you got for us this week?
Oh, so speaking of having a Destination Linux Rising Discord room, Nightblade X inspired me to talk about this fabulous piece of software. Many of us in the Linux community like to show off pretty screenshots of our system specs and what distro we are running in the Linux terminal.
In our background.
Yes, and our backgrounds. And one way to accomplish this is to use Neofetch
He only
in the
said
terminal.
that because that's all he ever shows.
Yes, that's his only rice. So one way to accomplish this is to use Neofetch in the terminal, but unfortunately Neofetch is no longer supported. Enter Fastfetch, which is a Neofetch-like tool written mostly in C. And there's a new version, Fastfetch 2.49, has just been released with some really cool new features. For Linux users with Nouveau GPUs, Fastfetch 2.49 has improved support by enhancing the detection of VRAM size, GPU temperature, and core counts. Pretty sweet. And there's also improved Android device support with an updated ARM SoC detection that's more forgiving, leading to a much higher match rate. And this includes an expanded database of Snapdragon chips. That was really good to hear. So Fastfetch will be able to, in the future, be future compatible. Also, there are new command line options for adding spaces before units, abbreviating durations, and padding percent values. And it's packaged for many distros, including a .deb for Debian and Ubuntu, and .rpm for Fedora, and also for Arch, Gentoo, OpenSUSE packages, and all the major Linux distros. And check out our Destination Linux show notes for the link for all the details. And start sharing your Fastfetch and Rising mods on our new Destination Linux Rising Discord room.
Nice.
Cool.
Nice. Yeah, and also I just have like a side note because we're talking about the Fastfetch and Neofetch and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I just had to go look it up because I couldn't remember what the original was. Because I remember this whole fetch thing has been happening for like decades at this point. And there was screen fetch before all of these. So it was like screen fetch, and then there's Neofetch, and then there's Fastfetch and all that sort of stuff. So the projects kind of just transitioned to a replacement of the one that was previously used. And then I was thinking about the other tools that are not fetch tools, but like INXI and also our INXI. I'm not sure how I'm supposed to say.
INXI dash
and also
F will give you your full system setup.
Exactly. And also HW info. I remember using that back in the day because you could output it into an HTML page and give you this whole thing you could scroll through and like have like links and headings and stuff. Anyway, there's a lot of these tools. So if you would like to check out the others, we'll have some links, you can look into it.
So why not use Neofetch though? Because it still works.
Oh yeah, you can still use it. It's just not going to be updated.
Supported.
Yeah.
Did the team move to Fastfetch, or they just?
I think they just decided to stop making Neofetch, and then it was forked into Fastfetch.
Yeah.
I think it's just because the people who were making Neofetch didn't want to do it anymore. I don't remember what reason they gave, or if they even gave a reason. But
we give them that option. Like, what's great?
I mean, that's open source. That is open source for you.
You should have to sit there and work on it until you pass, and then you can stop working on it. I guess
that seems a bit too far.
All right. Well,
unless you mean pass as in like passing someone on the road and then you're done. Then
this is really cool. I'm excited to see what people come up with in their Rising setups. And, I do a lot of customization. Michael makes fun of me, but, I have Terminator as my terminal. I use Neofetch, which is why I was like, what do you mean Neofetch isn't around anymore? Because
you're super into Rising, so if that.
So I know all the current going on, and so I've got a lot. I've got a lot to share with the Rising communities when I'm
yeah, for sure.
All right, Michael, what do you got for us?
What I got to share for you is an interesting topic that kind of follows up with a topic we covered previously related to the UK changes when it comes to quote unquote protections for children. So when they're basically trying to ruin the internet. So recently there was an article posted on OMG Ubuntu, and they were talking about there was a Chrome extension for a free VPN that was found to be covertly spying on its users. Following a surge in the VPN adoption, a company decided to look into these kinds of extensions, and they found one that was basically just doing some really weird stuff. So with all the people who are adopting VPNs, especially in the UK, there's a lot of people who are migrating to it to avoid some the weird requirements and regulations that are happening. And we actually talked about this on the show, that this was inevitable. It was going to happen. I mean, it was so inevitable. It was like Thanos. We knew it was
inevitable, Michael.
Inevitable.
There you go. Good job. It's
Thank
a
you.
bugger.
Thank you.
Good.
So we knew that this was going to happen, and and this particular extension tried to pretend to be a legit extension, and it was technically just called FreeVPN. So that seems a bit.
That should be your first sus thing. Yeah.
But also, not everybody's going to know that this is a thing. They just hear, "Oh, I need a VPN now," and they go and I want a free one, and they just grab it. There was actually over 100,000 installs, and when this was covered on OMG Ubuntu, it was still in the Chrome store. So I don't know if it's still there now by the time you watch this, but it was there for quite a while. And what it would do is that it would capture users' screen content. So it would take a screen.
You're wrong, Michael. This is called Microsoft Recall. That's all. that's not, there's nothing wrong. It's just Microsoft Recall. I mean,
never mind.
Yeah. I mean,
because everybody loves Recall for sure.
Everybody loves Recall. Recall is the greatest.
Yeah.
No, that's crazy.
Yeah, this is crazy. So it uses Chrome's screenshot API to capture browsing activity. And it also takes the data and sends it to the developer servers. So it is definitely a spying tool because, it's taking your data and sending it off.
You ever type in passwords that don't match and then you click the little eye icon so it shows you the password so you can make it match? That type of stuff, taking a screenshot of that.
Yes.
Obviously being able to look through your email, other things, just really, really crazy.
Yeah.
That tool is able to do that, and that it's able to trigger that without people knowing. That to me is like a major flaw in Chrome, that it can trigger screenshots without notifying you that screenshots are being taken. Like
100%.
a lot of that screenshots apps that I use, they have a big sound that even goes off when ching, when you take a screenshot.
Yeah, they make the whole camera clicking sound. Yeah.
Yeah. This is crazy bad.
Yeah, the API doesn't require them to make a sound. It just that's your point is perfect. I didn't even think about that, and that is insane that they can just have this feature built in to take a screenshot in any extension.
That's wild. Just
anyway,
typical Chrome type stuff. But I think that you're on to something, Michael. We're pushing all of these people to utilize VPNs, but even kids, right, are going to want to get around these stupid policies and things, and they're just going to install what's free. They don't have access to a credit card, don't have a lot of money. They're going to go for the free stuff out there. So Proton VPN, if you're going to go get a VPN, Proton VPN has a free version that you can utilize. Vivaldi also has a VPN built into its browser. Those are more trustworthy than just random software that you find on there. So there's your two VPN tips that you can use for free with a little bit of, a lot more trust.
Yeah, and Proton doesn't let you choose where you're connecting to. So there is that for some people who might be connecting to something that it's not going to solve what they want. Like if they're trying to, region jump or something, that's not, you really can't control that. But it is really awesome that they offer that as an option for people who still need a VPN and also want to get it from a trusted source kind of thing. But also there's this other extension that I know of. And this is just something I thought was fascinating because combine these two things. It's, people who are creating stuff that is going to track you. And there's also this other one that's technically okay. And the Chrome store and the Firefox store allow this to happen because it's user consent based. And it's very weird to me. And I feel like this should not be allowed. There's an extension that's a VPN that has been promoted everywhere. It's been promoted as on YouTube sponsorships and all sorts of stuff. And when you connect to a VPN, yes, it's free, but when you connect, you are actually like agreeing user consent to allow other people to use your computer as a VPN. And that might not sound bad. That might be good, like, okay, I guess that makes sense. If I'm going to be watching Netflix or whatever in some other region, it's okay for someone else to use me for that same. But they also can use your system for malicious stuff, and then you would be blamed for it. And that is a huge red flag. That's a huge problem because you'd have no idea that it's happening until it's too late, because your IP is, being put into these different databases for illegal content and all that sort of stuff, or illegal actions. And you'd have no way until the police come to take you away and that sort of stuff. If it's a free VPN, just please avoid it unless it's one of the ones that are like vetted by the security companies and things like that, like Proton, for example.
Like the Tor browser also is another good one. Yeah.
Tor is a great way to work around probably some of that stuff. The other thing that I think people in the UK and potentially Australia and other places are going to have to worry about is some of these VPNs, they'll drop their connection, right, while you're utilizing them. It happens, right? Software glitch, something. And then whatever you're browsing, now that information is being sent to the ISP. So that could potentially, I don't know how far these laws are going to go, that could potentially get you into some trouble. So make sure your VPN has a kill switch capability. So the kill switch does is if the VPN drops, it kills your entire internet connection. So it doesn't allow it to connect without having the VPN there. So NordVPN, Mullvad VPN, Proton VPN all have kill switch capabilities. Those would be 3 I would recommend. If you want to know what things you should look for in a VPN, I have a video out there that goes through and compares all the different features and things you should look for with the VPN.
Okay.
Yeah,
and also just to remove the facade of being anti-Ryan sometimes. That's a really good video. You should check it out if you're interested in checking out VPN stuff.
Look at you. Did you do the task thing where you're trying to be more like Jill? And
no, that's you. You're supposed to be doing that. This is more like,
wait, you're not going to do that too? You're not going to be more like Jill?
I don't need to. I'm more like Jill than you are. So like I'm like 99%.
You're just staying
Jill.
One step above me.
Yeah. I'm like 99% Jill is what I'm saying.
Well, also you have your routers, and for those that know how to get into their router, a lot of them do come with VPN capabilities as well.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
And that comes in handy.
Set up your
and
own
also, if you wanted to, you could build your own VPN setup.
Really cool.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a fun thing to do. I mean, that would cost money because you need a server and stuff like that. But it's also something that might be fun to do if you wanted to. But anyway, this is all just a reminder that, if it's free, there might be a catch. Not necessarily always, but there probably is.
Coming from an open source people, that's really funny to hear.
No.
If
I'm
it's
talking
free,
about.
Look out.
No, I'm talking about if it's a free VPN, because you're literally having to use resources for it to function. When you download open source software, you're putting it on your own computer and you're running it yourself and all that sort of stuff. So it's free, and there's also no warranty and there's no guarantee that it's going to work or any of that sort of stuff. But if it's a free service that is just letting you use all of their equipment and resources and stuff, there's going to be some little caveat probably. Now, the Proton caveat is just you can't choose where it's connecting, and that's about it. So that's totally fine. But anyway, it's just a whole reminder of not all that glitters is gold. Only shooting stars break the mold.
I feel like those aren't original words, but just can't place where it's from.
I'm pretty sure I came up with that myself.
Okay. All right. There you go.
I am an all-star.
They should have a picture of Michael and those words, like, a black and white picture of Michael with those words in white. And then you're like, man, Michael's so influential.
Then it says, hey, now he's an all-star. And it's like,
there we go.
All right. Well, this is really good that you brought this up, Michael, because I think a lot of people are going to be under threat of these things. And it shows you how on top of things malicious actors are. When there is something in the news like this, they are going to take advantage of it. Yeah. They are going to find a way to exploit it. You have to be extra diligent when you're looking at this stuff and not look at ratings. Like, we have been taught in this society that ratings equal good. So if you see 5 stars, that must mean that there's a bunch of people who used it as good. Or you see lots of downloads. So you assume, oh my gosh, if 100,000 people downloaded it, how bad could it be? And that's where you've really got to do a lot more due diligence than the Amazon. Amazon's this way. Companies buy these reviews now. They pay for these reviews for people to leave it so that they know that if it has 4.5 stars and 1,000 people on it, people are automatically going to go, it must be a great product, and hit buy. And now we're doing this with software and stuff too, especially in the Chrome store thing. It's just not a safe way to go looking for software. Look for their site. Look on Reddit and other places for people who are reviewing it. Look at the source code if you can, which is why open source is so much better. Do some diligence. Who's the company behind it? How are they making money? Follow the money trail. It always leads you to the destination.
If you want to avoid the malicious, be meticulous.
Yes.
Now, Michael does some incredible art for our show, except for the t-shirt he made. Other than that, some of the best.
It is selling like hotcakes.
Some of the best art out there. I cannot believe that thing's selling like hotcakes. You guys need to stop trolling me. All right. I want you to know that you should feel bad. Every person that buys that shirt should feel bad. Should feel bad for trolling.
Okay, actually, I would say that you are making Ryan feel bad. You're making me laugh a lot, but you're making Ryan feel bad.
No, I don't feel bad. It's hilarious, honestly.
Ryan, it's okay, I guess.
Jill. You know that scene in Braveheart where he finds out that it's his friend who the entire time, and he falls off his horse and he can't believe that it's his friend that has betrayed him? That's how I felt right now. Was it Bruce, I think, in Braveheart?
Yeah.
Anyways. All right. Michael, art. Ubuntu has new art. What do you think about it?
Oh, that's interesting. You bring that up because I wanted to talk about it. And it's the new wallpaper for Ubuntu 25.10. And just a little bit of history. The mascot has been used throughout the entire time of the Ubuntu project. They've been using a mascot that is an adjective or a code name that's an adjective and then an animal. And then they make a mascot or wallpapers related to the animal they chose. And for a very long time, I've been wanting them to choose a Quokka because a Quokka is the most adorable animal on the planet, in my opinion.
So cute.
I thought that was me, but okay. That's fine. I was
moving
the most
on.
Adorable
So the Quokka is the most adorable. Outside of Ryan, is the most adorable. The Quokka is the most adorable animal on the planet, in my opinion. I mean, there are a lot of other ones that are adorable, but when you put them side by side, I mean, the Quokka wins, and it does. So I was super excited when they decided to correctly choose Quokka as their next code name for the Q. I was actually kind of telling people who worked at Canonical for a very long time, about over a decade, since the first time they didn't pick the Quokka that they should, because I found out the Quokka existed because they do this whole, hey, guess what our mascot's going to be, or guess what the code name's going to be. And then I was looking for the different letters, like the different animals that had Q, and saw the Quokka. And I was like, oh, you better pick this one. And they didn't. Now they have, and I was super excited to see their new wallpaper because it's got to be cute. It's not, though. Like, it's kind of disappointing. Like, I was
so excited.
Yeah,
it's a
little bummer. It's a bit of a bummer because it's essentially just showing that it looks like a small kangaroo because they're just showing it from the side in like a silhouette, and it doesn't capture the cuteness of the Quokka. Right?
In fairness, it's a well done. It's a well done wallpaper, but
it's not a bad wallpaper. No,
yes,
it's
whoever
not
did the
bad.
art and stuff did a great job. It's just not cute. You wanted the cuteness factor. And
I mean, if you go back and you look at Disco Dingo, awesome wallpaper. Great name too. Groovy Gorilla, awesome wallpaper. Great name too. The Minotaur, I forgot what the M stood for in the average adjective, but also great wallpaper. There is many different examples where they have done a really good wallpaper. And to me, does this matter? No. But to me, it does for some reason that I can't explain.
It's not that
I don't know why I care.
But you're right. It looks like a kangaroo more.
You know what?
Like
for Michael, it needs a smile. And it's because Quokkas have perpetual smiles.
Yes, if you go to like the old Minotaur version, which is like 2410, I think. No, 2310. 2310.
Yeah.
I think it was 2310. So if you go back to that one, it's just the head of a Minotaur. And I would have preferred the head of the Quokka because you could see the expression of why they're cute. But it's just like a little tiny kangaroo in this one. Now, it's not a big deal. No one really cares. But for me, for some reason, I do a little bit. I can't explain why.
Okay, if you're like, I don't care about this, I don't know what Michael's talking about, move on, guys. I implore you to go and look up a Quokka, images of a Quokka.
Yes.
And then after looking at these images, I now completely understand what Michael is saying. Like they are, the wallpaper is great. It's really cool art. It looks good, but it does not capture the Quokka.
The Quokka is so adorable. You gotta give it.
They really do smile too.
Yeah, they also love taking selfies. If you search Quokka selfie, you'll see a bunch of people taking selfies. Michael.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not really into selfies, but like,
Oh yeah, yes, right.
I am super positive. You're right. I am like the human version of a Quokka. You're right. I'm super positive, and
he is the human version of a telescoping arm for selfies, though. He's very convenient to have around. Because his arms are so long.
There have been times we would do selfies at conferences and stuff, and it would be me doing it. That is true.
Give Michael the phone because he'll be able to get everybody in one shot.
That has happened on many occasions, yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I hate that it disappointed Michael. Maybe they'll have a bunch of different wallpapers. So that's the default. They generally have like a whole series of themed wallpapers.
Yeah,
it might be
probably
a cute one
will have
in there
a bunch of them, and that's fair. But I don't know. It's also like it doesn't matter. Like I know it doesn't matter. But at the same time, it's just like the Quokka is so adorable. I don't know.
It is so cute.
Well, hopefully they call me if they ever do a Batman wallpaper because I got the perfect one for them. I
feel like they might have to get like legal approval from DC first.
Yeah.
We do what we want in open source. All right, Jill, what's our software pick this week?
So the Burp Suite Community Edition is a
Burp
free
Suite?
Yeah. Burp Suite Community Edition is a free powerful toolkit for web application security testing developed by Portswigger. It's widely used by security professionals, penetration testers, and developers to identify and mitigate vulnerabilities in web applications. And you can test, find, and exploit vulnerabilities faster with a complete suite of security testing tools. It's available as a handy flat pack, and Ryan has used it extensively in his cybersecurity training. Ryan, tell us more about this awesome.
Yes, let us know your experience with Burp Suite.
Well, you burp a lot, and then it's sweet. You go sweet when you get a really good one. That's how.
But this is more like sweet, as in like a house. So this is more like a home. So this is like it's like a luxury burp location.
So like, you have your own. I have my own burp suite that I go to on weekends. Oh, you don't? No, this is it's a fantastic piece of software out there. It's very, very powerful. You can do things like intercept traffic, capture and modify HTTP and HTTPS requests. So, once you capture them, you can modify and send them back, which is a way, of course, of exploiting certain sites like cross-site scripting, that type of thing. A lot of manual testing, automated attacks. You can set up scripts. You can get in and set up site mapping to kind of understand as you're going out there and trying to understand threat vectors and things for a site that you've deployed. And it's just all around. It's a suite of tools, essentially, all around for web security, pen testing, that type of stuff. I just found it to be a really cool tool. I'm very happy it's available as a flat pack. There's the community edition, and then there's the pro edition. So thankfully in the college, I get to play with the pro edition. I haven't played with the community edition. I know it's got some restrictions on some of the stuff it can do, but it's just a really cool tool to go check out. That, Metasploit, and there's some others that we play with a lot in the cybersecurity training, but just very cool stuff.
It's very cool that it's a flat pack. And also, I mean, I give it, the name is a little funny, but it's actually, it does make you remember. So
there you go.
Yeah.
And easy to install as a flat pack. What else you want,
Exactly.
Man, we covered so many great topics in this fantastic show. We're so good. We're so good.
And we're also super humble.
A big thank you to each and every one of you for supporting us by watching or listening to Destination Linux. However you do it, we love your faces. And you can come join us on our Discord, where we will have a new ricing room for you to show off your setups.
In fact, we're going to have a new ricing room at some point.
So it will actually get done. I'm going to go because otherwise it won't get done. Michael will be like, oh, it's coming. Oh, I'm working on it. Oh, I plan to do it this weekend. Oh, actually,
no.
I want to say Michael's turned a new coin lately. Jill, we've noticed this. First of all, he's been on time for the show twice now.
Absolutely. Yes.
Which I think in the 3 to 5 years we've been doing this has never happened twice in a row, ever. So there's that.
So for people who are listening, Ryan likes to make up stuff about me.
But that is not.
And he does it all the time. He likes to make up stuff all the time. And I just can't believe that has not happened. I can't tell you for sure. I don't remember. Maybe it has. Maybe it hasn't. I don't know. But I do have a consistency of being like, like 30 seconds late or something like that.
Jill, don't nod your head to that lie. It's like 30 minutes.
No, it ain't that bad.
No,
it's 35 seconds maybe, but still. So anyway, I have been a lot more on it lately. So,
but I will make sure that that's taken care of. Everybody's got a nice ricing room there to show off your stuff.
Yeah, check out. If I did it, it would be like eventually. Yeah,
eventually.
That part's true.
You're gonna love it. Our Discord room is a really fun place to hang out. Discord's a really fun place also to hang out. We've got a lot of great people there, a lot of people sharing their Linux stories, helping each other out with their Linux setups, all kinds of awesome stuff there. Whether you're into movies, even, you can go there and find out if the latest movie that you want to go see, is it worth it? You can do everything in our Discord. So it's not just Linux, but you have something in common with everybody, because you just say Linux and instantly you got thousands of friends.
Exactly. And amazing. The whole movie stuff, like we talked about Superman when it came out, Fantastic Four when it came out, lots of stuff.
By the way, which one's better in your mind, Michael? Fantastic Four or Superman?
Not fair.
Yeah, that's a hard one.
Because they're both great.
Yeah.
For anybody who hasn't seen it, I'm not going to spoil anything, but I will tell you as a comic fan, because I'm a fan of the movies and the comic, but I'm also a comic book aficionado. And there, what?
Go ahead. Sorry, what? I just sneezed.
Oh, okay. So as a comic book aficionado, there you go. I was like, if you don't do it again, I'll be disappointed. But I'm okay. You did. Good job. So I am very appreciative of when a movie is like true to the source that they're using. And for the entirety of the modern Superman, no one understood Superman. None of the directors, none of the writers got Superman at all. Like, you go back to the 70s, I guess you can kind of say it, but I mean, like, that's way too far back. But the current modern stuff, finally, there is a director who understands what Superman is supposed to be like. So if you haven't seen Superman, go watch it. It's awesome. Same thing is true with Fantastic Four, because the Fantastic Four have been just obliterated by terrible movies for years. I mean, they're not bad in the sense they're fun in some cases. In some ways they're fun, but they're not true to the source material of the Fantastic Four. And this one is. So I can't choose between them because they're both fantastic, and I'm super happy that people actually get the characters now. So
you have a proprietary pistol held to your head. You have to pick one. Which one?
Okay. First of all, why is it proprietary? Like, specifically proprietary? Like, is it, if it was open source, I'd be able to like disconnect
made by
it
Windows, like, Microsoft Windows.
Well, then it won't work anyway, so I don't care. I'm fine.
Well, both those movies were created with open source software, so there was a lot of that mixed in,
and a lot of Linux in it too. Yeah,
a lot of
Michael,
Linux.
That comment about Microsoft's giving off a lot of vegan energy. That's all I'm going to say.
I mean, it probably is giving off some vegan energy, maybe even some CrossFit energy too.
Yeah, there you go.
But I do think that they're both equally great, and it's hard for me to pick. But here's another thing: if you think this show is awesome, just like Superman and just like Fantastic Four, you know what you could do? You could actually support this show.
Yeah.
You could become a patron,
Take my money's what I say. Look how good this show is.
Exactly. We are so good. Not only are we giving you great content about software and open source and Linux, we're also giving you great content about like superhero
you couldn't
movies.
Come up with anything. He's like,
no. I came up with it immediately.
We don't do anything else. Crap.
I came up with it immediately. And also we tell you about the greatest suites about burps and so much stuff. Like we're really good about those things. And
so good.
And like I said earlier, I established earlier that we're super humble. So if you want to support this channel, if you want to support this show, go to tuxdigital.com/membership and become a patron. And you also get a bunch of cool perks. Like Ryan was talking about the Discord server. Well, there's a patron-only section of our Discord server that you get access to. And when you join the Discord server as a patron, you also get access to watch the show live when we record it. As well, we have unedited episodes for people who can't watch live, and even more, including merch discounts. So if you want to go to our store, like tuxdigital.com/store, you can get Destination Linux merch. You can get Tux Digital merch. You can get Linux is Everywhere merch. You can get even not anything Ryan ever holds up, especially selfie sticks.
Yeah,
you can
never.
You can also get
never trust Ryan.
A discount.
He's just okay.
He's just okay. Okay.
Yo, why twist dagger after you stab it in my heart?
I feel like giving Ryan a hard time is a bit too much. So that's why I made a shirt called Ryan's Okay, I guess. And you can go check it out. You get a merch discount if you're a patron.
No, actually, Ryan, you are great, I guess. That was a comment that a nice viewer.
Wow. You can't even compliment me anymore, Michael.
Well, there was a comment someone said it was like Ryan
I know
is
what
great.
she's saying.
Yeah. Okay, Jill, can you give Ryan a compliment, like just a standard, genuine compliment?
Yeah.
Oh, he's cute and sweet and very thoughtful.
Keep going.
And smart. And he's a Linux user.
Come on, keep it going.
And he's a good dad to his 2 kids.
Oh man, keep it going. Yes.
To his wife.
Okay. So 4 out of 7 is accurate.
That's not bad. That's not bad. That's not bad.
For the people who are wanting to become patrons, you can leave us a comment on this post and let us know which of the 4 you think Ryan is out of the 7.
Which of the 4 you think?
Oh, and he's a good artist.
Oh yes.
Okay, which 4 out of the 8 are?
Oh my goodness.
Aww.
With friends like this, who needs enemies?
Exactly. You're welcome.
Thank you so much for something.
And make sure to check out all the cool shows here on Tux Digital. That's right. We have an entire network of shows to fill your whole week with geeky goodness. Head to tuxdigital.com to keep those Linux penguins marching.
Everybody, have a great week. And remember that the journey itself is just as important as the destination. And everyone needs a towel. Don't forget your towel now.
Don't forget to bring a towel.
Bring a towel. Always gotta have a towel. You think some people are confused and like, I've never. What are they talking about?
Almost guaranteed. I mean, there's going to be at least a few people who are not going to get the references, and also they might not even get the reference about how I'm an all-star. We'll see at some point.
Hey, you're an all-star.
Get your game on. Get paid.
Go play. Let's go play, isn't it?
Play.
I don't know. Either one of those actually works. I mean, get paid is like the very like entrepreneurial version of it. I think. Okay, we can't do too much. They might like ding on the YouTube or whatever.
What me singing dings on YouTube? That's pathetic. Like,
I mean, you are doing like a perfect impression.
Aren't you allowed to do your own version of songs without?
I mean, you're technically supposed to be able to, yes, but also the YouTube stuff like just randomly dings you, and people can claim whatever they want at any time at this point. So, like, just to be safe.
Wow,
Ryan, you killed Kenny.
Oh my God, you killed Kenny. They don't really do that skit anymore, do they?
I know.
Well, after the movie, they got rid of it.
Yeah.
Huh.
Because they realize that it's, after a while it's run its course.
Yeah.
Like the Ryan's Okay, I guess. It's run its course. Move on. You're right? Like that kind of.
Now it's Ryan's great, I guess.
It's great. Thank you for the commenter that made a new shirt for Michael.
Supposedly, it's run its course. But if you don't think so, you can go to tuxters.com/store. And we'll see you all next week, people. Thanks for watching.
See you next week.
Love you all.
Bye-bye.
Most of you.
Yeah, good job, Michael.
Thank you.
Yeah.